Okay, hello everyone. My name is Abigail Weber, and this is our podcast called Postcolonial Ponderings. Joining me today is my amazing team. We have Eli, Emmy, Ivania, Max, and Rachel. Everyone say hi.
Howdy.
Okay, so to start out our series, first we wanted to make an episode to explain to our audience, so you guys just kind of like are behind the heart behind our podcast and kind of the material we will be pulling from. There are a couple terms we will be throwing out throughout the next few episodes and wanted to briefly go through and explain some of what those things mean. So you all have some background knowledge kind of just, going in.
Okay, so we're all literature students from George Fox University taking a class on post-colonial literature. With the class only being 15 weeks long, we're only able to talk about a handful of countries colonized by England. The countries that we've discussed are Australia, South Africa, Nigeria, Kenya, India, and Palestine/Israel. We've read about 9 books and countless poetry from these places, and have drawn discussion topics and questions from these pieces of literature.
And each of these British colonized countries have their own sections, with the exception of African countries. And with there being so many countries in Africa, our instructor had the task of picking from a very select few that had easily accessible literature for us to read in the States. And some of the books that we have read include The God of Small Things and East West from India, The River Between, and Heart of Redness from Africa, My Brilliant Career, and Dirt Music from Australia, The Best Place on Earth, and Almost Dead from Palestine, Israel.
From these books and countries, we have compiled a list of questions that each of us wanted to research. Each of us has researched and found a list of about 10 sources that field our topics, excluding the literature that we have read. In total, we have about 60 different sources. We have our work cut out for us.
Already we have thrown around some pretty hefty words that a lot of us mainstream Americans wouldn't know offhand. The main one that needs to be defined is post-colonialism. In order to understand this, though, we must look at what colonialism is. The basic Google definition of colonialism is the policy or practice of acquiring full or partial control over another country, occupying it with settlers, and exploiting it economically. Post-colonialism looks at the effects after the fact of colonialism on the countries that were exploited.
I think that does it for our introduction episode. So thanks everyone for the wonderful explanations. I'm sure if we come across any other words that may need defining, that our experts on each topic will explain them as we go. So thanks again for tuning into our podcast, Postcolonial Ponderings, and we hope that you have a wonderful day. Say bye, everyone.
Bye-bye now.
Bye.